Hello friends, welcome to a little bit different video for GI. If you've been with us for a while, you know that Leo Vader and Kyle Hilliard did a video similar about Fallout 76, but I really wanted to highlight our experience with Aliens Fireteam Elite. And to do that, I brought on the game's reviewer, Jay Guisao, the legend. Hello.
Howdy, howdy. How's it going?
It's so good. And I have the queen of games with us, Liana Rupert. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing? Sorry, I was
Good.
like...
I was scared we lost you for a second, so...
I was already thinking about aliens.
Yeah.
I got sidetracked.
Fair. So we are looking at Aliens Fireteam Elite today, and Liana, Jay, and I have had a good amount of time with the review copy that we've played, and I think we can weigh in on some of the positive and negative of the game. So Jay, you're doing the review, so what do you like about this game so far?
So far, I'm thinking what I like the most, and as you can kind of already see here, it's a third-person multiplayer game, and I love the multiplayer aspect of it. You can play it by yourself, and we'll talk about that soon. But yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. But the multiplayer aspect of it works really well. It's also like a class-based shooter. So, you know, when I was playing with Liana and Stadnik here, we were choosing different classes and sort of combining our abilities in the middle of wave fights to survive. So I know for me, I was playing the medic, and it was a lot of fun being able to like drop like healing items and also being able to boost our weapon efficiency in the middle of battles. And so that's something I've really appreciated, at least about the game, that it really does work well as a multiplayer shoot. Like they get that right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think the classes, they synergize well. Liana in this clip just activated her. She's playing as the gunner, and she used her, it's a boost ability that, like, you know, supercharges everyone's reloads and damage and stuff like that. And it works really well in combination with my class, which is a demo class that has a automatic locking weapon. So there's some nice synergies there that I really like. And, you know, these type of PvE experiences are similar to something like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood, are always more fun together. So I'm totally with you on that. Liana, how about you? What have you liked from your experience with this so far?
Not really going into it thinking a whole lot. To be honest, just because, you know, Aliens, I feel like that's kind of a hit or miss franchise, but I enjoyed it. I haven't played it single player at all, but I enjoyed what I played with you guys. I liked how intuitive it felt. Like the gunplay felt very natural. I was running up with shotties, doing some major damage. And it was awesome, but like there was also a downside to that because obviously the slower reload. So then interchanging the weapons was super vital, and being aware of your surroundings and like the additional options, like the turrets that we set up for the perimeter checks was pretty cool. And there's just a lot of ways to be strategic, which I like because I'm not usually a strategic person. So to make the people I play with not hate me, and to be aware of that kind of stuff. But I will say the enemies are unforgiving, though. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Even with three of us, it was kind of touch and go there for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
most
like
definitely.
adrenaline.
Yeah, well, and so if you've played a Left 4 Dead, you're very familiar with. You'll be right at home here with the structure of this. You know, there is a story going on here in the first mission. We're showing off footage from the first section here, and you know, we're trying to save this doctor, and we are fighting the Xenos that have been bred on this spaceship here, which is terrifying in itself. Obviously no one's seen the movie in this game, because if they saw it, they'd know that's a bad idea. But yeah, it is. And I've found that it is as hard or mindless as you want it to be. Jay and I tried it on a lower difficulty level, and it was a relative breeze. But you know, when we played it all together, it did take some coordination and some strategy, which I like. I like having both options, because there's some days when I'm just burnt from work and I'm like, I just need to lambast some aliens, you know, and I think this gives us the opportunity to do that while also in a universe that I love. Like, I love the first two Aliens, or Alien and Aliens. I even really like Prometheus. I'm not afraid to say it, even though the comment section will take me to task. So
no, I stand by you. I simp Stadnik. Okay, he's not wrong.
There's good parts to it. I think he. Anyways, that's not the point of this. So Jay, what else have you been enjoying from your experience with this, or have we kind of hit on the main things?
No, I mean, I was going to say another thing that I really like about this, and it kind of plays off of what Liana was saying about, like, just how unforgiving the enemies are. I kind of appreciated the swarm, like, horde-like fights. It's really cool watching the Xenos come out of, like, different vents. Sometimes they crawl on the ceilings or on the side of walls. And I don't know, it's very reminiscent of the movies. And I think that's something that feels very atmospheric when you're playing, and you have your little your radar down there pulsing as they come from a bunch of different directions. Yeah. So it definitely feels like from time to time that like you're really sort of reliving some like epic set pieces from the movies, you know. And it's not like directly inspired by that, right? But you know, you can see here some of the visuals of like you have an open hub here, but most of the time you're in these really narrow spaces where like you'll get pounced on from a vent or something, and that feels very reminiscent of the movies for sure.
Definitely, this feels like a team that has done their homework, knows especially the James Cameron movie pretty in and out. And you know, everything, the guns sound like they're from the movie. You know, the music is reminiscent, like the whole thing. It may even be from the movie. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. So there is a love here that I really appreciate. But once we start to get into what we don't love, we can talk about the kind of the duality of that a little bit.
Right.
So, but I had to echo what Jay said. I had a lot of fun playing this in multiplayer with y'all. Obviously, you both are great people, so it makes it easier, you know. But you know, I think this is a game that I could see myself just on, like, you know, a Sunday night when nothing's really going on, and just being like, hey, you know, do you want to play a couple rounds and you know, kill some aliens and just kind of shoot the stuff, you know, and just talk and chill. Right. So, I don't know. Is there we'll transition to the second level here in a second, but is there anything else we want to cover with the good here? You know,
the character customization.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's not super detailed like an RPG or anything, but you know, you could play around. I had like, my chick had purple hair and this cool side mohawk thing, and Jay, your dude looks super dope. I couldn't see Stadnik because I kept accidentally leaving him to die. So sorry.
A little payback from Phasmophobia. I get it.
Yeah, my vengeance is back. I got it. But yeah, it was kind of cool to be able to insert yourself in that universe a little bit. I don't think I was expecting like 2 or 3 presets, and that's about it. But
yeah.
Right.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And to that point too, there is a decent amount of customization in this game, not only in the character creator, but also in your weapons. You know, each mission you get a certain amount of credits, which then you can go spend at the requisition officer stand. And you know, I was able to they gauge your readiness for each level by, I think it's called combat readiness, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. But how you boost that is through the upgrades you put onto your weapons and the different like attachments and whatnot. And there's different perks too that you can unlock as well. So there is, while I can't speak to how long the game is yet because we haven't beaten it yet, there is a level of depth that maybe I do grind another level or two just to get those credits and then be able to, you know, really run show in this level and have that power fantasy of being a space marine. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, there's also the like experience system there too, like that sort of emphasizes that, you know, you're probably going to go back and grind these levels, rank up in the specific class that you're using to unlock more perks that you can equip later on. So yeah,
definitely. Well, I think that's a good overview of what we're liking. What isn't going as well as you want it to, Mr. Guisao?
Well, I'll talk. I mean, like I said before, it's a multiplayer game, but you know, for any single player solo runners out there, you can play it by yourself. And what'll happen is the game will immediately place 2 synthetic AI characters in there with you. And man, those 2 characters, Alpha and Beta, as they're known, those are their literal names. They're not great. You're going to really be, you know, just putting them in your back pocket and running around trying to take out the Xenomorphs alone. And on higher difficulties, And I mean, hell, like even on normal difficulty, like the standard difficulty, it can get really punishing. You have all these waves of enemies coming at you, and you can only rely on yourself. And there's only so many, directions and angles that you can take at a time before you get like sort of the larger Xenomorphs called drones pouncing on you and like literally dishing out so much damage at a time. And I don't know, you really feel the loneliness that comes with like playing by yourself in this game, and that can be really frustrating.
For sure. And I think what has always, outside of Alien Isolation, what has for the majority of the Alien franchise eluded the video games is carrying that palpable sense of tension throughout. And this is based on, or this is a continuation of Aliens, the more action-centric James Cameron one compared to the Ridley Scott horror movie.
Right.
But there's only so many times where the grate falls and you get trampled by another alien that it starts to not be, it's not tense as much as it is more a little bit annoying. Because it's like, Jay and I talked about it earlier. While we were playing it, it was like, it kind of feels like when your younger sibling is hiding around the corner, they're hiding around the corner, and it's like, okay, I know you're there, like, come out, you know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, fine, I'll walk around, and then you get shackled, and it's like, oh, here we go again. So like that starts to lose its flair after, the first couple of missions, I felt like. So
right.
Liana, how about you? What any qualms you have with this so far?
I didn't really have as much time as you guys had with it, so I don't know if I have any qualms. I will say at first glance, it kind of looked a little bit simplistic, but I didn't even see this part. So this part, I think I would like a little bit more, because my only thing was it was just a lot of repetition. Every level kind of seemed the same, but this is new, so I don't know. I don't think I have enough experience to say definitively, because the combat felt really good. So that's usually my biggest stickler. So I'm really not sure. I will say, and I know this is supposed to be the part we don't like. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
But I will say one of my concerns with this is because a lot of times with shooters like this, and it's a lot of red, it's a lot of flashing, it's a lot of like high tech. As somebody that is prone to seizures, I was a little nervous, and they handled it really well. They did the animations in a way that was safe, and I think if anybody has any concerns about that, it's Gucci. Nice.
Yeah, good. We want to make sure everyone is safe playing these games, and I'm happy to hear it. So, we're on and I think Liana's point about the repetition and stuff like that, like, this is only the second level. I've only played this through 2 levels now. Well, not even the full 2. But there is that feeling of, build up, and then you hit the finale or the fireworks scene, you know what I mean? Like, and then and then you rinse and repeat. And I don't necessarily think that's bad, but it's definitely not. I think this will be fun. That'll be fun for a couple of weekends. I don't envision myself staying in this forever. You know what I mean? For months and months and months to come. That being said, we don't know. I don't know what their post-launch plans are. So they could be adding more maps and that kind of stuff. We don't know. But as it stands right now, I could feel like it's good for a couple of playthroughs with your friends, and that's
like that one game that. It's the only game everybody kind of owns, so you play with it just because it's kind of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
no, yeah, I think you do make a great point. Like, it definitely feels very samey as you move through levels. Like, literally most of the time, it's like, run over here, fight off waves, or like defend this VIP or this point of interest. And then like, okay, we have the codes for you. You can open the next door, kind of thing.
Yep.
And that really is how it feels, from level to level, at least so far. And I mean, it was really nice to see this change in visuals, though, like to be outside. I know, like when we were playing this Stadnik, we were like, oh, we're outside. This is awesome, But then, like, it like sort of bookending that, sandwiching that is like being in these small corridors again with the same like really like drab, like low, like really washed out colors that have appeared pretty often, like almost in every level. So
for sure, which works for a 90 to 120 minute movie. but
right.
You know, to fill that atmosphere, but then it makes it a little harder when you're asking a player to put 10, 15, 20, 50 hours in, however much you want to play. So, cool. Well, I think that's a pretty comprehensive look. Unless y'all have any parting thoughts. No.
No, that's pretty much about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, look for if you're interested in Aliens Fireteam, be sure to check out Jay's review. That'll be on the site.
Yes, sir.
And if
they look like mini velociraptors. Sorry, not to cut your intro, but like the longer I look, they look like cute little miniature. I kind of want one.
I'm sure that's exactly what Ridley Scott was hoping for when he was creating the Xenomorphs. So yeah, be sure to look for Jay's review. If you want more, we also have an NGT from our preview state. But like I said, this was the final code that we're getting for review. So this is the most up-to-date footage. So thank you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You know the damn thing. And we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.